Welcome back to the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast, brought to you as always by the Hockey Podcast Network as well as DraftKings. Make sure you use promo code THPN at the DraftKings Sportsbook app. We had a fun Pens poll this week. Every once in a while, we like to throw it back a little bit. We did so on this week's Pens poll, which is the best Penguins team to not win the Stanley Cup. It was a landslide. Yeah, I'm going to say it right now. It was not a close poll at all. That's back-to-back weeks. It was not close at all. The 1992-93 team received 60% of the vote. And that makes sense. That's where my vote went, but we'll talk about it and get into it in a little bit. 2012-13 received 26% of the vote, that Eastern Conference finalist. 1995-96 received 12% of the vote. And other received 2% of the vote. It might have been one vote. Cherry on Twitter, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. She commented below and said 2008. I also like that as an option as well. I thought that was a good team. So, Horwat, who did you vote for? And what do you think of our winner, 1992-93?
I'm going to go in reverse order here because 2008 is a good answer, thinking back. That was more of a personality team.
That was a team of destiny kind of thing.
Yeah, that would have been the team of, like, looking at the Bengals this year. The team that really, maybe they should not have been there, but here they are with a bunch of young kids and a bunch of personalities. That's what it was. Looking back at it, you look at some of those names and you're thinking they're not the best of players, but I'll tell you what, that team winning the cup would have been a ton of fun.
Yeah, Ryan Whitney, Bugsy Malone. I know you're not a
toss in a George LaRock, toss in Gary Roberts.
Yeah.
Yuko Ruda. Darko Rutu.
Yuko Rhoda. What did you just say?
I don't know. I just confused the name.
Finish.
Yeah, just think of some of those names on that team.
Yeah.
Colby Armstrong, how did we not mention him yet?
Yeah.
That would have just been a team of names and a ton of fun to look back on. Like, those guys are all Stanley Cup champions. What was the other one? 2000. What was your third place one?
1995-96.
That's the team that lost to the Rat Trick, man.
Yes, they did.
Lost to the Rat Trick. And that again, another very fun team to look back at. You go the year before that, the team that I love talking about, like, we stacked up to win the cup that year.
Yeah.
We stacked up to win the cup that year. It's always fun discussing the Jarome Iginla experience, the
Brendan Morrow, UC Jokinen,
Doug Murray. By the way, we're forgetting Marian Hossa on the 08 team.
Oh, yeah. We mentioned Marian Hossa.
How did we forget that?
Yeah.
But back to 12-13, that team was also a ton of fun because of all the moves we made to get there.
Oh, yeah. Ray Shiro's, that's Ray Shiro in his prime.
Yes, and we should have won that year, so that's a ton of fun. But then, without question, the President's Trophy winning, anybody you ask, mostly in Penguin history, it's that team. It is that one.
Yeah.
I think I may have gone off the beaten path. I don't think I voted in this one, actually. I think I just wanted to discuss it. I think I would go off the beaten path and say all of those answers we just gave are a ton of fun, but would stick with the Iginla year just because of the moves we made for it. It was a ton of fun being our age. We were in high school, watching this happen, waking up just randomly one morning and Jarome Iginla is a Pittsburgh Penguin, and then watching what should have been a team of destiny type thing, except Fleury just being mid 2010s Fleury, early 2010s Fleury. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think that was the downfall. But again, I like all these answers, and they all have great stories behind them.
Yeah. Obviously, I think of 2008, and I'm glad that she put that in the comment section there because 2008 was the first time in my life that I had seen the Pittsburgh Penguins have success. That is the team. Yeah. I mean, that team and the 2009 team are two teams that I hold very near and dear to my heart. And I know a lot of people that are our age hold very near and dear to their hearts. I mean, the Ruslan Fedotenkos, the Max Talbots from 2009, the early Chris Kunitz, everybody thinks back that it is at least, between the ages of 23 and 27. Those are our childhood teams. 2012-13 was the coming of age teams for us. And I love that as well. I mean, watching Jarome Iginla and seeing that type of trade happen. And listen, we're Pirates fans. We don't see that type of trade happen. I mean, the big trade was Marlon Byrd and Justin Morneau. That was the best trade deadline acquisitions that we've seen in our lifetime. The Steelers, they're not the team to go out there and make the splash trade. The biggest one that I can think of is Minkah Fitzpatrick.
Oh man, and that's a good trade, but
it was a great trade, but it was weird because even when that happened, I was like, whoa, the Steelers do not trade first round picks, and they don't. So they
don't trade at all.
Exactly.
They draft and sign. That's it. They don't really sign free
They
agents.
don't trade very much. I mean, even this year, the only trade that I think they made really was to bring in Joe Schobert, and it's not like he was anything special. But again, not a football podcast. The second time we've gone on that tangent. But no, seeing a former captain, Olympian, future Hockey Hall of Famer just randomly being like, yeah, he's a Pittsburgh Penguin now. It's like, what are you? And then you had Brandon Morrow, who was also, I believe he was a captain down there in Dallas. You had UC Jokinen. I wore the number 36 in hockey for a long time. For some reason, I had this obsession with UC Jokinen because he was fantastic in the shootout, and now I hate shootouts. So, figure that one out. But no,
back when it was fun.
Exactly. That was the coming of age team for at least me and you, because that was when we were literally just starting to be like, we are now getting into the minutia of the National Hockey League, the trade speculation, the contracts. That was the beginning of it all, really, around that time. So seeing the Penguins go for it, seeing the Penguins be able to fight their way and claw their way to the Eastern Conference Finals, even with Tomas Vokoun as their netminder, was amazing. I mean, always nice to beat the Sens in playoffs. So don't get me wrong. That's been a running theme since they beat us in the first time. But no, the 1992-93 team, I wish I was alive to see it. There's people that say that team is the best team in Penguins history, not just without the caveat of not winning a cup. They say that team is better than any cup champion team. Let me ask you this. Of course, that team lost in the second round to the New York Islanders in 7 games. That's how it ended. But let me ask you this. That team had 4 100-point players. Can you name them?
Yager, Lemieux, Francis. Nope.
No Yager.
Oh, does he have 99?
He had 94.
Okay. Oh, I guess that wasn't like his third year of his career. He didn't hit 100 until like 4 or 5.
Yeah. So you said Lemieux and Francis. That's 2 of them.
Oh, that had to be the Kevin Stevens year.
Yep, Kevin Stevens. One more.
And the 4th. Oh, damn it. You're going to make me think hard and long. I'm not going to think that hard.
Do you want a hint for that?
Kind of, because
or NHL on TNT.
That still really didn't help.
It's not Paul Bissonnette. It's Rick Tocchet.
Tocchet was on that team.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah,
I also forgot Tocchet was on that table.
Yes.
Because for some reason I got tripped up on Anson Carter, and I was like, that's not it.
Yeah, no, it's not Anson Carter.
I also thought Wayne Gretzky was like, that's definitely not it.
He scored 100 points, I'm sure, but not for the Penguins.
Yeah. But yeah, that team was also wild. The thing about that team, though, is who played defense on that team?
Larry Murphy.
Oh, Larry Murphy. Damn it.
Larry Murphy also had like 80-some points.
Yeah.
I looked at that stat sheet from that season earlier today, and I was like, I wish I was alive in the early 90s, man.
Trottier's last year.
Yeah.
That was a nutty team.
Crazy team. So clearly, I mean, it got 60% of the vote, so it makes a lot of sense, but clearly the winner, and I voted for him. You said you would have voted for who? Sorry, I missed that.
I didn't, because I like just discussing all of these teams. I probably would have voted for the 12-13 because of all the reasons you mentioned. For us personally, we saw it in person, and it was our coming of age thing. It was fun watching us fleece Boston and then watching them fleece us.
Yeah.
But you hear the stories of that 92-93 President's Trophy winning team, and you get it. But so both, if I would have had 2 votes, I would have gone 1-2. Boom. But
there you go. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Tip of the Ice-Burgh podcast. I got to go play Wordle, so we're cutting this one right now.
Me too.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys on Thursday, and obviously we'll be tuned in on Tuesday night to see if Sid can get goal number 500 against the Philadelphia Flyers. But that's going to do it. We'll see you guys Thursday. Have a good week, Pens fans.